And we are live. What is going on, everyone? It's your boy Johnny Dunn, and we are back with another one. Today, epic VeVe live stream. Today, we just have one drop. We have Marvel Digital Comics Vote Loki issue number 1. So I don't think this is going to be the most valuable comic book in the world, but for showroom purposes, I think it would be pretty cool to put some of these covers in your showroom. Pretty fun comic book, but for the value wise, I don't think it's the most valuable comic book in the world. So if I do happen to get, say, an ultra rare, secret rare, I probably will flip this one into some more gems. I do have, however, like the uncommon actually. That's the rarity that I probably like the most out of this one. So I'm going to go over the details and show you guys the covers today. We have 30,000 total editions this one. We have 21,000 total for the common. We have 5,000 total editions for the uncommon, 2,350 for the rare, 1,050 for the ultra rare, and 600 for the secret rare. Shout out to everybody joining the chat today. We got James feeling in the building. How we doing, fam? And for these covers, I think the uncommon gets the best one, which is, nobody ever says that. Here we have the common. Then the uncommon. For me, I think this one looks the absolute best. I was actually surprised when I saw this one because I didn't think I was going to really be that big of a fan of any of these covers, to be honest. But I really like the uncommon for once. Then we have the rare, your typical black and white screen, or black and white art, I should say. And then we have the ultra rare. Pretty cool cover there. I actually do like that one. It's probably my second favorite, the ultra rare. And then the secret rare. Is this the first appearance of the paparazzi? We have the secret rare there. It's not my favorite cover in the world. I like the ultra rare, probably second best. The rare, the uncommon though. I feel like this one just is as clean. It hits. Like the color combinations of this one. Big fan of this one. I would say if I can get the uncommon, probably the only one I would keep, honestly, if I get the uncommon today. Then we have the common. Shout out to everybody joining the chat 1 hour early. That's a fact, Joe T. I want to make sure I have time to go over the market prices right now. We have a lot of things in the market that's still kind of just stagnant, not really moving too much. People are asking me a lot of questions right now. Is this the time to buy? So I'm going to take a look at that in a second. For this comic book, like I said before, if I happen to get a common, if it's a high digit common, I'll probably just keep that too because the value really won't be there unless I can flip it for like $50 right away, maybe get a quick come up there. The uncommon I probably keep, but if I land a rare, ultra rare, secret rare today, I'm going to try to get in the market as soon as I possibly can, put it out there for a pretty high price and see if I can get a quick sale. And if not, I'll just end up hodling it. This, I think, is a great opportunity right now for this drop to just work on your technique, whether you're spamming away or whether you're trying to time it. I think this drop is something where you can just use to practice that because we will have bigger drops in the future. And I think if you can start to hone that in for anyone first time trying to time it or, maybe new to the VeVe app, these may not be the most valuable comics in the world, but like I said, if you can just work on their drop skills, because right now there is kind of like a skill. Obviously, there's so much luck involved, but there is some things that you can do to help your, chances out a little bit. Bought Mickey Lenticular. Wow, 10,001 for 520 gems last night. I call that a dub. Geo, absolutely. That's a really good mint number right there. 1 mint off from being absolutely perfect, but for 520, I think that's a steal right now. I'm doing just led. I'm going to go over those lenticular cards. That's one of the sets that I do want to get pretty soon before they kind of run off and get out of reach. Let's take a look at Mickey right now. The common, $445 is the price for this. I really see the Mickey and the mini going over 1,000. I've been saying that for a while now, and I think it's getting close to that takeoff time. I don't really see the Mickey going too much lower than 400. I would be an absolute steal. I think 445 is probably around the floor for this one. First edition Mickey Mouse. I have one of these. I actually have a low mint. Let me see which number I have. I have mint number 685. Let's go. I bought this one a while ago. That's my 3-digit that I'm hodling right there. And I also have a Minnie Mouse. Felt like Mickey and Minnie together would be pretty iconic. This is 375. This feels like an absolute steal. I may actually end up getting another one of these because I do think that first edition Mickey and Minnie will be big. Same way I think the Donald Duck one will be big. All of them are going to be big. Right now, I feel like we're in the same kind of territory as those golden moments before they were over all $1,000. There is a point, if you're just tuning in, to where a lot of those golden moments, most of them were under $1,000. The Wally, the pizza truck, the Homer and Bart, these were all sitting well under $1,000 for a couple weeks. Donald Duck 635. It's I feel so. This feels so similar to that exact point. Now I'm not saying these are going to get to where the golden moments are, but I do see these running up big time. The Daisy Duck 384. Now it really depends what's the drop in the future, because if they do drop something big towards the end of the month, maybe these don't run up that quickly. Maybe they'll run up after, something big drops. We have Pluto Ultra Rare 725. That was hovering around 900 for a while, so I think that's a pretty good entry point. Goofy 2.2K. That's another one that I want to grab. Let's check out these golden moments. There's still one more golden moment that I have to get completed. And I am going to try to be a master collector of these, like I've said a few times now. We'll go over the recent ones that just dropped. Donald Duck and Daisy Duck 1.3K. It's dipped a little bit from the 1.7, 1.6K range. Lady and the Tramp. There's 518 of these. 975 is the floor. Still under 1K. Avengers logo 1.1K. Iron Man 1.9K. They both 1.9K? No, 1.1 and 1.9. Star Wars C-3PO. I think C-3PO and R2-D2 are going to be amazing. C-3PO is 3K. I've been saying for a while that as R2-D2 moves up, I think eventually when it does hit 10K again, I think it was at 9K at its highest point maybe. It's dipped back down to 5.9K. As R2-D2 runs up, C-3PO will be right behind it, I believe. We got Walt, 32.9K. Poon Style just commented, Mini is definitely the thing to grab right now. Yeah, I think so. I think if you could load up on a couple of those minis, the chances of those doubling are pretty high, I would say. Frank Light. Yo, let's go. Hope everyone is fine, grateful, and happy. Nice Monday. Shout out to Frank Light. Appreciate you for tuning in. Like, even the pizza truck's at 1K still above 1K. Wally dipped just below. There's one below 1K, 999. Not too many golden moments under 1K. Top Batman, 8.2K. I think people are starting to really look at Todd again. I mean, as it keeps dipping a little bit from 9K, 8.2K, I think people are trying to see if it doesn't reach that 7K range. I think if it reaches 7K range, people are going to start to really pounce on it. Rizzo, 14.9K. Doesn't really seem to go too much, further below 15K. I feel like that's pretty steady, stagnant point for it right now. FA Jokers kept dipping a little bit, 930 right now. Harley Quinn, 625. That's pretty low. For a while, it was crazy to see Harley Quinn more than half the price of FA Joker at one point. Delisted my Nightwing again because people kept undercutting. 1,800. I'll probably just hold it till at least it gets back up above 2K. I've been wanting to let that go, but I don't want to let it go for too cheap. Let's take a look at some comics. I haven't really been checking out the comics lately on the stream. I feel like some of these comics are going to run up big time. It's getting close to that date now to where we can finally put these comics in our showroom. Comics on the profile screen, that's going to be big time. Because right now we can still only put our comics, or I'm sorry, we can only put our collectibles on our profile in our showroom. The common, Marvel Comics number 1 down to 330. Uncommon is at 409. The rare dip below 900, 869 right now. Ultra rare 1.9K. Secret rare 68.9K. That's where I feel like the huge opportunity is right now on a lot of these comics. Just saying that out loud, it just blows my mind. I definitely expect that ultra rare to run up. I mean, it has before, but then it's kind of cooled out a little bit. But I think that's going to be the case with a lot of these comic books. You see the secret rare get up there in price and the ultra rare kind of lags behind. Seems like a lot of good opportunity right there. Fantastic Four number 1. Common 127 is the floor. Uncommon 174. I feel like these are pretty low. The rare is 352. Ultra rare 788. Secret rare 14.9K. See, like the secret rare is 14.9K and the ultra rare is 788. I do have an ultra rare with these. It was Amazing Spider-Man number 1. That's the last one I want to look at. These are kind of like the 3 main big comics, I would say, for now. Journey in the Mystery is up there too. Fantastic Four number 5 is up there. Doctor Doom Ultra Rare is actually more expensive than the Fantastic Four number 1. It's kind of interesting to see that. Amazing Spider-Man number 1. Here we go. The common is 120. Uncommon is down to 215. The rare is at 485. Ultra rare is at 777. And secret rares at 13.9K. Colton Road, how we doing, fam? Yo, got a question. Should I get Steamboat Willie or Elsa plus the Mickey hat? Ooh, let's see. Elsa plus the Mickey hat seems pretty enticing right now. You have to get 2 of them instead of just the 1. But Steamboat Willie, I mean, that's taken a big hit recently. So that could be a huge opportunity right now. Let me take a look at these. Haven't taken a look at Steamboat Willie yet. I'm not sure when we're going to get Series 2, Series 3, Series 4 of this Mickey Mouse NFT collection. But it's a Mickey Mouse NFT collection. That just seems iconic right off the title by itself. And so I think it's pretty iconic that they started out Series 1 with the first ever appearance of Mickey Mouse in real life, the one that started it all. That tells me that Series 2, Series 3, Series 4, we're just going to see different variations of Mickey Mouse. Someone who's really familiar with Disney or Mickey, they could probably tell me a lot more about all the different kinds of Mickey Mouse there are. But I guarantee you, I could almost guarantee you without completely guaranteeing it that we're going to see, a Mickey Mouse in color in Series 2. Like I've said before, Mickey Mouse with that Fantasia hat probably. And I think that's why it's going to be so important to get the Series 1 Mickey Mouse, because the people who get them, I mean, Mickey Mouse may look better and all that, but people are going to want to get Series 1. A lot of times it goes back to that Genesis series. It's at 4.3K for the ultra rare. Let's see here. Got a couple low mints down there too near the floor. We got a 402 mint at 4.9K. Not too low by the floor, but still in that 4K range. The uncommons at 594. The commons at 504. Yeah, I don't really see the common and uncommon dipping below 500 too much. If it does, like a couple 499s get listed, I think the people that have been waiting to get them will probably start snatching them up. Jaunty Jig. But you're asking one of these or the Golden Moments with Elsa and the Mickey hat. I'm a big fan of these Golden Moments. One, just by the way they look. I mean, they look absolutely amazing. Elsa's 2.3K Mickey hat. Man, that's a tough question right here. This is a really tough question. 2.6K for the Mickey hat. I think either way, you're going to win. You're going to win out either way. These Golden Moments are going to be iconic. First Disney NFTs ever. I don't think we're going to see ultra rare Steamboat really go to 2K mark. I would be really surprised if that was to happen. I think a lot of people would start scooping them up at like 3.5. It's at 4.3 right now. The lowest I see this one probably going is like 3.5, 3K. We got Willow Kid in the building. How we doing, fam? How we doing, brother? I got Amazing Spider-Man number 1 secret rare on drop. First and last secret rare I've gotten, sold for 6K. Wow, okay, big boy Koala. Shout out to you for landing the secret rare. That's an amazing drop right there. Anytime you can get a secret rare on a drop, especially a comic book like that valuable, Amazing Spider-Man number 1. I mean, you sold it for 6K. I think it's around, like 13K right now. I said 13, 14K. I do think that's going to be, a top comic book, probably like top 3, top 5. But I mean, you made $6K. You turned $7 into $6K. That's still a win, no matter what the price goes to. Still took a dub, big boy koala. And it depends what you use those gems for, right? Instead of holding on to that, comic book that's 13K right now, wait for it to go up even more. Who knows? You could have turned that 6K into, triple that by now. Even more. Probably could have 5x'd it, at least doubled it, right? And that'll be about the same price as what the Amazing Spider-Man is right now. So there's nothing wrong with that at all. I mean, took some profits, turned $7 into $6K. So I mean, that's amazing right there. And that's the thing. I mean, sometimes you got to do that. Big boy Koala said it definitely helped me out a lot to sell it. Yeah. And you won't be able to keep every single, or at least I should say, most of the people who get these drops on VeVe, we won't be able to keep every single one of these. A lot of these drops are going to help us build our collection. So nothing wrong with that. Robert, good morning, VeVe fam. How we doing, brother? December in the building. Good luck today, everybody. December, you're due. You've been grinding for a while now. It's been months since you locked one in. Hopefully you grab one. Yeah, I don't think it's going to go below 2K. Chris Upon. 2K will be really, really low for that, I feel like. Still in this question right now. I really don't know the answer to this, Lucas Soares. This is a tough question. I don't think either way is a win. I mean, if you go for Elsa and the Mickey hat, Steamboat Willie, people are going to argue Elsa and the Disney hat or the Mickey's hat are, quote unquote, the first Disney related NFTs. But then you have Steamboat Willie. It's not a first, it's not a first edition. It's not a first appearance, but it is Mickey Mouse's first appearance in real life. So that iconic history behind it, that one's an exception to me. I don't think that one's going to need FEFA for it to have value long term, especially as more and more series come out with Mickey Mouse. The same reason why Mickey Mouse was the first appearance in real life. I'm sorry, the Steamboat Willie was Mickey Mouse's first appearance in real life. That's probably why they made that Series 1 in Mickey Mouse, because when there's Series 5, Series 6, 7, or maybe there's only 3, who knows how many series there's going to be. But that's going to be the very first one, so it makes sense that they did that. What's your comic strategy right now? Secret rares only or a mix of ultra rares and rares? Well, I did definitely pick up some secret rares. I have a few of those, probably a handful right now. I was blessed, saw a couple good steals. I picked up a 3-digit secret rare. It's not the most valuable one. It's Darkhawk. But I do think that's shout out to Comics and Crypto. Picked Sean's brain a lot with that one. Told me how that's kind of like a spec book right now. Speculation, if that ever shows up, if Darkhawk ever shows up the MCU, definitely boost that comics price in the real world too. But mainly I picked that one up just because it was $300 when I picked it up. The floor price was $300, and this one was like about $350. Or I think it was $350, or maybe $400, or it was something pretty cheap. And so I figured, you know what? I'm just going to pick up the secret rare. I don't know how many times I'm going to have the ability to pick up a 3-digit secret rare. And it was one of my favorite secret rare covers, the Darkhawk one, that purplish space vibe. So that's why I picked that one up. Have the Green Goblin secret rare. Have a few other ones. But my strategy right now, I would say, if I did have a few thousand extra gems, I would definitely be picking up some ultra rares on a lot of these comic books that have the secret rare taken off already. I feel like the ultra rare is lagging behind big time on a lot of them, to where, in my opinion, it's only a matter of time that they catch up. A lot of those comics in the top 10, top 5 ranking, to where I feel like if the secret rare is already taken off and it's out of reach for a lot of people, a lot of times the ultra rare is still under $1,000. And to me, that's like mind blowing, but not necessarily saying that's going to catch up to the secret rare. But I feel like as the secret rares kept going up there in value, that ultra rare probably, at least run with it. And a lot of the commons too, I feel like. I mean, the commons on a lot of these top 10 ranking books, I feel like they're pretty cheap too. Something tells me that this dump will be the last and only entry for us newbies, clearing the shelves. I mean, real talk, it's getting close to that feeling, right? I know a lot of people have that same feeling. It's crazy, the ebb and flow of things, the psychology of it, because when things are at a low right now, a lot of people feels like it's so hard for them to see, the light at the end of the tunnel, and it feels like it's always going to stay low. A lot of people have came on here and talked about how they never see it getting back up to the all-time highs. And so that's just kind of ebb and flow of things. When things are skyrocketing and things are taking off, it feels like they're never going to come back down. But I mean, everything that goes up comes back down a little bit, and everything that stays low is going to go back up too eventually. I don't think it'll be the very last time. I think there'll always be opportunities with VeVe. The thing about VeVe is it's always changing. You know, you got to constantly adapt to it. And if you don't, you know, you could get burned. We got Punch in the building. How we doing, brother? Take a power nap. Oh, man. December's going to fall asleep, not wake up. Miss the drop. Hopefully not. Hopefully not. How we doing, energy? Yeah, Steamboat Willie. I would probably lean towards a Steamboat Willie, to be honest, as well, Lucas. It's just those golden moments look amazing. I mean, Elsa's probably one of the best looking golden moments. So from the aesthetic wise, that's probably one of the reasons why it's hard for me to pass up on Elsa. And you're getting 2 golden moments. You're finishing a set too. So there's a lot of good things leaning towards those two. But Steamboat Willie, I mean, it will be iconic for sure. That's why I said you can't really miss. You can't. I mean, either one you go with right now, they're both at pretty low points. Steamboat Willie, we've seen it climb up to close to, I think, 9K. Was it like 8K? I'm not sure the exact high point on that one. Have you ever copped a secret rare? I have, absolutely, Puma style. I'll go through my collection a little bit right now. I'll try to bring up all the secret rares that I do have. I picked up a beautiful motorcycle, and a poster complete. 2 sets, easy. Shout out to you, Punch. Great pickups right there. And absolutely, I mean, that poster set from James Bond that just got dropped, that's a full set by itself. I picked one up as well. I think that's a great, you know, great cheap full set for people. It's going to get to the point where people are going to be racing for sets. Now, obviously, it's not as great as, say, a 4 collectible set. But still, I mean, a set is a set at the end of the day. And same with the motorcycle. I feel like vehicles are going to be pretty valuable in the future. We're going to have people that collect every single vehicle that drops. And so for, I think, $160 right now, I think that's a pretty cheap one. I ended up getting a 3-digit one. And then I picked up a second motorcycle as well. I just flipped that one. Shout out to VeVe and 3. One of them picked up the motorcycle that I flipped. It's happy, you know, unhappy, or I was kind of sad for the fact that as soon as I sold it to him, it kind of dipped a little bit in price. You know, I felt bad. But I think it'll recover for sure. I just wanted to make a little bit of profits on that duplicate I had. Wanted to hodl my 3-digit. I think it'll definitely get back up there in price, though. Just hit 115 common editions of the Captain America 117. Wow, shout out to you, Mike Marconi. Stack it up to common editions. Yeah, I think that's a good Captain America, too. I'm going to go over my secret rare collection. Let's see here. I only have a few. Wanted to make sure I got the Green Goblin secret rare. I know there's a little bit more editions than normal for this one. I think, yeah, there's 1,400 editions instead of your typical 600. But I think that's because of the popularity of Green Goblin. I mean, someone like me, I was a big fan of Green Goblin. I know who Green Goblin is. So right off the bat, that tells me how popular Green Goblin is. Someone like me even knows it. Picked up the Ultra Rare too. Big fan of just the art on these. The Ultra Rare. The Ultra Rare, the Uncommon. I like both of those, actually. Maybe even the Uncommon a little bit more just because the white background makes Green Goblin kind of pop a little bit more. Doc Ock, I picked up the Ultra Rare of that one. Big fan of the artwork. Let's see here. Avengers number 80. Picked up the secret rare of that one. That was pretty cheap when I picked it up. Felt like the artwork on this one was pretty sick looking. And that's really the reason why I picked it up. I mean, it was just so cheap when I got it. I felt like a lot of these secret rares were going to explode in value before we're able to put them in the showroom. Because, I mean, people are going to start to understand it's coming soon. And I think a lot of people are going to start to pick up these comic books, especially the ones with the covers that look amazing. People are going to want to show that off in the showroom. I think people are going to try to pick them up a little bit before they make that announcement. Because once they make that announcement, it's going to be FOMO City on all the comic books. People are going to be excited to put them in special cases, show off the mint numbers, the Darkhawk Secret Rare, a 683 mint. That's probably one of my best ones just because of the mint number there. I didn't know how many times in the future I'm going to be able to get a 3-digit Secret Rare. And I'll just show you real quick what the cover looks like on this one. Some space vibes on this one. I felt like for a secret rare. It was one of my favorite looking ones. I was looking to pick it up. I actually picked one up. The story about this one is, okay, so $500 I picked it up for. The floor was $300, and I felt like a floor should not be $300 for a secret rare, even if it wasn't the most valuable one. So I picked it up, and then the floor started to rise. And as the floor started to rise, I was like, you know what? What's the low mints going for? And then I saw the low mint, a 3-digit sitting there for 500. I was like, wow, okay, I should not have bought the floor first. I should have looked at obviously the low mints first. Picked up the 3-digit, ended up flipping the floor one. So I just kept that 3-digit. Shout out to my guy Luke Blackby. Got another secret rare because of him. Let's see. Let me see if I can find it. It's the Incredible Hulk. Let's go, my man. This is one of my favorite looking covers too for a secret rare. So I was so happy that I sent this one over. Shout out to my guy. Big fan of that one. That might be all the secret rares I have. I think I might just have 4 of them. 4 or 5. Oh, I have a 5th one. Yep. So this one was kind of like a mistake, I would say. This was not my best purchase. So this is when the first arc of comics got released. And I really thought that people would be into the part 1. Even though the comic book itself isn't that valuable, I thought long term, I guess this is maybe a little bit longer term than I initially thought. So I picked up part 1, the secret rare. I actually have every single one of these rarities because I just thought, there's 6 parts. And picking up the first part, I felt like eventually people are going to want to put them in the showroom, be able to read, part 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's why I felt like part 1 would be a little bit more valuable than what it is right now. But I feel like that was one of my wrong decisions right there. And I got a few more ultra rares, obviously, but those are pretty much all the secret rares I have. So I only have about 5 of them, I think. It's lit. Let's go, the Gale in the building, my guy. Yeah, every time I see the Dark Hawk secret rare comic book, I think of the Gale. It's got the Gale vibes on it. The purple, the space vibes. I feel like the Gale needs a secret rare Dark Hawk. Rick the Ruler, how we doing, brother? So they said something like we can display the comics in the vault soon. Will be a big game changer. Absolutely, punch. This is kind of what I was just talking about. I mean, the fact that I'm excited to show off these comic books in our showrooms, on the walls. I've already been making collages of all my comic books in like one picture. I'm excited for that. So I can only imagine what the comic book fans, I'm going to try to bring up the picture of my little collage that I made. See if I can bring that up. Because this is how I kind of expect like the walls of the showrooms to kind of look like once this happens. And plus, not only just in the showrooms, but on our profile screen. I mean, right now we can only show off our collectibles on our profile. And that's going to be game changing. I know so many people are going to want to show off their Marvel Comics #1, the secret rares, right? The low mint commons. I'm excited for that one. All the different rarities, the different cover arts. I think comics are going to bring a whole different dimension to the showrooms. Plus, like you said, too, the cases. Not only are they going to be like awesome, not like wallpaper, but like art on the walls, but actual cases for these comics is going to make them look so official. Trying to find it. I'm taking too many of these. So this is my collage of all my different variant covers. So you can just imagine like what walls in the showroom are going to look like. This picture took a while to make. I can definitely, if anybody wants a collage, made of their favorite comics, I mean, I could make them for you. Maybe I could do that. I could start charging a little bit of money, make some comic book collages for you guys, because it does take a little bit of time. I'll tell you guys how to do it. You basically got to take a picture of each comic book like that. Try to have like an even background space between it. And then you just got to send them all those individual pictures to me, and then I'll put them in like one little collage. This one's my favorite one, though. This is my collage of all my commons, my 3-digit commons. Let's see if you can zoom in and see it. My Marvel Comics #1, I'm just so happy that I have the MC1, Fantastic Four #1, like all the big comics, all 3 digits of them. And so here's my. It's obviously a lot bigger now, but I haven't made one recently. VeVe tweet. We got 30 minutes. Yo, yo, yo. I'm happy I got the 2 bikes on the drop yesterday, I guess. Let's go. Absolutely. I can't believe you got 2 drops yesterday. Why Spider-Man Secret Rare isn't 250K yet? I'm disappointed. Guala Guala back in the building. I mean, yeah. I mean, Spider-Man's 250K. It's obviously not there yet. I think it's like 60K maybe right now. Let me check. It's probably too late to check right now. I haven't even checked it in a while, to be honest. So let's check what Spider-Man is real quick. Oh, market just closed. Nope. I thought it'd stay open a few more minutes, but I think it's at 70K, 60-some K. And we just give it a few more months. Everything in the market's kind of dipped, obviously, that you guys know. And I think, like I said, it's not really fear in the market. Last summer, there was a lot of fear in the market. Fear that these weren't real NFTs. Fear that we can't cash out. Right? Well, we're on ETH. MTL's here. Like, everything's kind of here already. So there's a few things that obviously aren't like or owe me to NFT, etc. But there's just too much anticipation in the market. That's what was going on the last couple of weeks. People are really anticipating, bigger drops in the future. And I think that's why there just wasn't a lot of buy pressure. There's a lot more sell pressure. People needed gems. People wanted to have some liquid. Love seeing JD in the comics. He certainly stepped up the comic game. Let's go. I definitely did. Punch definitely did. I'm a big fan of the comics. A lot of people try to separate them both. Like, are you a fan of the comics or the collectibles? I say both. I'm not one to I took the Gary V approach and instead of or. I feel like that's helped out big time. If I just was tunnel vision only on the collectibles, I would have missed a big opportunity with comics. If I was just tunnel vision focused on comics only, I would have missed a big opportunity with the collectibles. So I felt like it's important to have a little bit of both, but also just because, I love the comics. I started to really dig into my collecting bag, and I started to really, think of things that I wanted to collect and what I really loved in the comics. And that ended up being those 3-digit commons. I mean, I'm a big fan of them. I'm not telling you guys to be big fans of them. Just for me personally as a collector, that's what I was after. And so, like, I wanted to have, because I never collected comics in the real world. So I wanted to have that physical counterpart that was replica of that physical version. And a lot of secret rares have, not a lot, but some of the secret rares have physical counterparts too. And some of the other rarities. So that's something that I'm after too. But for me, I'm just so happy that I dug into that collecting bag of mine, picked up all the things that I wanted early December, in November. Maybe it was October. I think it was November, December before that big run up on those commons. Just because if I didn't do that then and pick up those 3-digit, there is no chance I would have been able to get all those 3-digit commons that I got. So that's just something to where I would say anyone who's tuned in that's kind of new user to VeVe, really think of the things that you like to collect, because sometimes you'll be like in head of the wave. If I waited until I heard people talk about the 3-digit commons, I would have been way too late. And then I would have went around, maybe only been able to get a few of them. But that's something that I dug into. I was like, what do I want to collect? What do I love about these comics? Really started to get into them. And I just got addicted and loved those 3-digit commons. So that's why I went hard on them. And it was just right before the huge run up. So that's why I say, really try to find things that you love, because you may find something that you absolutely love. Maybe it's all the vehicles, like I was just saying. There's going to be people that find that they want to collect every vehicle on the app, whether it's a glider or a snowboard one day, who knows, or a skateboard, or I guess that's not really a vehicle, skateboard, but like the dirt bikes or the motorcycles, the cars, whatever the case may be, maybe a rocket one day, right? But basically people are going to want to collect their own specific things eventually. And so mine was those 3-digit commons and maybe vehicles. So collect whatever you really like to collect, because you might be ahead of the wave. So that's just one little bit of a tidbit that I would say could help out a lot of people. We got Jerry, the Palace, in the building. How we doing, fam? Never mind, I don't have that many comics. I'll give you $2 for a collage of 130 comics. That's a lot of work for $2, my man. The Hulk 347 secret rare, Ultimate Fallout number 4 secret rare. Yeah, Ultimate Fallout. I think that's a great secret rare to get. I think that's going to be big time for sure. And that's one of those comic books I believe that does have a physical counterpart in real life. So I think that's going to be something to where a lot of those comic collectors are going to want to get that secret rare for sure. Just Led, great question. So I know a lot of people have been having a lot of difficulty with their showrooms. I've had it too. That's why I can't really post a lot of these showrooms that I want to post, because every time you go to add something new, or sometimes even when you just bring up a lot of these showrooms, it just crashes. Just Led said, I cannot do anything with my showroom. It crashes every time. I wish they would do something about it. So they are doing stuff about it. I think it's just not the highest on their priority list. They have so many things that they're doing right now to where that kind of just gets on the low end, I feel like. And they have made a couple of great updates to it, so that's helped out. But I think right now it has to do with like your phone. I think everyone's phone's a little bit different. It can handle a little bit different of a load. So for me, I know a lot of showrooms, I feel like I've maxed it out almost to where I know a couple of my showrooms, I can't add anything else into it. As soon as I add one more thing, it just crashes. It's gotten to the point where I've figured out a way to kind of load them and look at them at least. I just can't add anything more. So a lot of times if you open a showroom, let's see if it'll work on stream. Let me see if I can bring up this example. It may take a little bit just because I've deleted all my files for the drop. But basically what I want to show you is it usually doesn't work the first time. So you just have to do it twice. So these are some of my big showrooms right here in the beginning. My big 3 right here, I would say. So first showroom ever, Johnny Dunn's OG Batcave. What's so cool about this one is like eventually we're gonna have like a Batcave themed showroom. And I called this showroom the Batcave before that was even a thing. Like it was just, it shows you that I've been a fan of Batman for a while. So let's go to this one. This is one of my favorites, Johnny's World. So obviously it's going to take a while to load and everything, download those files. But if this happens to you, basically I want to show you after it downloads everything. It'll only take like a minute or two. But a lot of times, if you have this issue, it could help. It's probably going to crash this first time. And a lot of times that happens for people and then they just never try again. Right now, it seems to be like the second time for whatever reason. I'm not sure why. But it's like the second time you open your showroom, that's when it usually works. And for me, I usually lag out or crash when I try videotaping it too. That usually takes a lot of space. So just bear with me. Give me a minute here. And make sure if you are opening a lot of showrooms and you're messing around in your showrooms, you do delete your files before it drops. Sometimes I'll forget, and I feel like that definitely has a big impact. All right, so now it's pretty much finished, and it's going to try to open. But I have a feeling it's probably going to crash this first time. So I do want it to crash just to kind of show you guys like what I mean. Just don't let the first time kind of prevent you from trying again. If it happens 2 or 3 times, then I'll say, okay, yeah, move on, make a new showroom. Wow, of course it works. How crazy is that? That's wild. It actually worked the first time. Let's go. That's wild. Usually it doesn't work. Let's try to add something. I don't even want to add anything in here. I feel like as soon as I touch something, I'll move something in the showroom and then I can't get it back in the right place. It takes a while. So that didn't really work out the way I wanted to. I can't believe it worked. But basically what I was trying to say there is that a lot of times for me, the first time doesn't work, crashes. So then go back in, try it again. Usually it'll work. If it crashes again, try a third time. And then if it doesn't, you just got to make a new showroom. Joshua Truong, is anyone else not able to log into their VeVe account? My password and email and OTP is correct, but it gives you an error. If this is the case, my man, I would definitely make a support ticket to VeVe. And once you make a support ticket, give it a little bit, and they should get back to you, and they should be able to fix your account if you've done nothing wrong or anything like that. A lot of times right now, people got caught up. Not a lot of fake, or not fake, but false positives. There have been a few false positives though, meaning a lot of innocent people have gotten their account just temporarily like restricted or they couldn't log in. if you make a support ticket, then you should definitely be able to get back in, I would say. What do you think about this drop, JD? Appreciate you, Anna, for tuning in today. I would say this drop probably won't be the most valuable. I think there's a lot more comic books that are already out there on the VeVe app that probably will have more value than this one. I would say it could be like a fun one to read or anything like that. It could be some fun covers to put in your showroom. So maybe if you can get some really, really cheap ones and you're interested in that. But I don't think this one's going to have extreme value. I think if you get this one on the drop, Anna, and it ends up being an ultra rare, secret rare, if it was me, my strategy, if I get a secret rare, ultra rare, is try to get in the marketplace as soon as it opens up. And hopefully, I'm one of the first listings in there and I can put it for a high price. Hopefully it sells. Hopefully it sells. And then I expect the price to kind of dip back down a little bit further as more and more people get their comic book, more and more people put it up for sale. It'll be interesting on this one to see what happens if they do wait again until everybody gets their comic book. Because if that's the case, you probably won't even have that opportunity because everyone's going to put it in the market like the same time. So I expect if that happens, the price will just come out pretty cheap right off the bat. Master Collector, that's what I'm after. Had to do that one time for the Gale. Shout out to my guy. How we doing, brother? Yo, good luck today, my man. Hopefully you land a big one today. I don't know how you've been doing on the drops lately, but hopefully, you land an ultra rare or something nice. I knew Willow was going to attack me for this one. That's funny. I wasn't sure if you heard this one. How dare you say skateboard isn't a vehicle, JD? It most certainly is. I guess, yeah. I guess you technically could say it is. I guess I don't know what you would say it isn't. I mean, is it an object? I guess it's technically a vehicle, right? I just got it down on Daisy. Mint number 1,368 for 1,300. What do you think? I think that's a pretty solid golden moment right there. I think Donald and Daisy will definitely go up in price. And for 1,300, for 1,000 mint number, that's pretty solid right there. I think as that goes up in value, you'll probably be able to, if you wanted to, after a few weeks, maybe a month or two, whatever the case may be, as that price goes up in value, say Donald and Daisy get to 2K, I think you'd be able to eventually sell that 1,000 mint number for higher than what the floor is, and then maybe buy back the floor, and you could pocket the difference. Now, it depends, because of that Disney fee, it's pretty high, so that's not the most ideal brand to do that strategy with. But I think no matter what, even if you don't want to do that in the future, I think that's a solid play right there, solid pickup. We got Guala FUD in the chat again. I tried giving him some love in the beginning. I thought maybe, he wouldn't FUD as much, but it's always fun to see Guala go around to all the different YouTubers. If you guys are just tuning into the live stream, you'll see Guala go around to all the different YouTubers and just cause FUD in his chats. If he keeps it up, I'll eventually put him on timeout. It's just funny. A lot of people know it by now. If you go to all these, if you go to all the other YouTubers, shout out to all the other YouTubers out there. Shout out to Gail tuning in today. I'm sure if you're watching Gail's live stream time to time, see Guala come in there and FUD. Is this the matchmaking stream? I should be reading these comments sometimes before I bring them up. DRM, that's hilarious. Make NFTs of the showroom with soundtrack. Let's go. Punch. I can't wait until we get music on actual soundtracks and everything like that. That'll be insane. I guarantee it happens too sometime. What do you think about zombie Captain America and Spider-Man? I know zombies will have a major role in the Strange movie. Yeah, Anna, that's actually a great point right there. The good thing about those zombie Captain America and the zombie Spider-Man is first appearances of both. So I think that's going to be big time. Anytime you can get a first appearance, even though it's the zombie version of two pretty big time superheroes, I think that's going to be a pretty good thing long term. Now, both of them, I would say the Spider-Man did a lot better than the Captain America. There was a point where the Captain America FA zombie, both of those rarities were pretty low for the longest time, maybe even under retail at some point. Not the ultra rare, but I think the other one was. but it's good to see them finally go back up in price. I don't know what their prices are right now, but I think if you can hold them for a long time, not financial advice, my opinions only, I think they probably will do pretty well long term. Loki for president. If you go into official VeVe Discord, find, here we go, Joshua Truong. Claire from the VeVe Discord mod team. Claire has been OG for a while, so make sure you guys are following Claire on Twitter. Let me bring up Claire's Twitter for a shout out. Twitter loads for me. Here we go. So we got Claire on Twitter. It's at Claire, CARG. Make sure you guys go follow Claire. Been an OG, diehard VeVe fan, loyal since day one, never changed. You know, Claire's definitely a legend. And she's also, like I said, a mod on the Discord team, so she could always help you out. Joshua Truong, if you're having trouble logging in. Shout out to Pags. Mr. Pags made this cover his new profile picture. I'm going to get a super low mint just to annoy him. That's hilarious. Shout out to Pags. King of the low mints, I would say. Good luck to everyone today. Yeah, Joshua, if you're having issues logging into your account, there are tips and things to try under help frequently asked questions in the Discord. Appreciate you, Claire, big time for tuning in and showing Josh, how to figure that out. Hopefully that helps. Appreciate you, Claire, big time. And good luck today as well. I've kept my VeVe light off, trying to switch up my mojo. Hopefully I luck out today. Do you think there's going to be a drop for the cost of $200? I don't know where $200 came from, Junior Gomez. I mean, the most expensive drop so far on VeVe has been $400, I believe. That was the first Secret Rare Spider-Man and the Secret Rare Captain America. Retail prices of them were $400. I don't think anything's coming out. They haven't announced anything that came out, at least, for $200 or even the next drop. So I'm not sure where you got the $200 price point from. Unless people from the Comey VeVe team have been giving out little tidbits of information here and there on Discord or something like that maybe I haven't seen. Omi currently at 0.0049. Sheesh. Do you know why? James feelings? Well, right now I think the whole market's kind of down. The VeVe NFTs, the whole NFT market, maybe the whole crypto space is kind of down a little bit right now. I think that's a great opportunity. I think I'm going to try to get a little bit more for sure. I mean, another $5,000, that gets you another million Omi. Let's go. Shout out to Claire. I mean, that's the thing. I mean, Claire, we know how many people have kind of flip-flop on VeVe, kind of gave up on VeVe for a while, for a little bit. I mean, we stayed loyal since the whole time. And, it's been amazing to see where VeVe's been, where VeVe's gone through all the, ups and downs, trials and tribulations and everything, right? See where it's at right now. It's unbelievable. By the dip. Yeah, I mean, right now, I think Omi is so low to where it's a steal. Not financial advice. But if anyone's looking to get in, whew. What up, Eric505? Dan K. If you have $1,000, what are you doing with it, Johnny? Stocks, VeVe, cash. Dan K. I'm not a financial advisor, not financial advice. My opinions only, entertainment only. I would say right now, if I had $1,000, and it all depends on your situation, my man. I mean, do you have any NFTs on VeVe? I think there's some great opportunities on VeVe. But also, it depends if you're invested in Omi already. I think Omi is, a great opportunity right now. There's a lot of other cryptos out there in the space that I like. I mean, it all depends on your goals, your situation. Because that question could be answered differently for 5 different people lined up. It all depends, what their goals are, what their situation is, long term, short term. I don't think you can go wrong. Not financial advice. My opinion's only. Omi's so low right now. I don't think you can go wrong with Omi. Omi's a little bit, in my opinion, safer just because if you don't want to put all your focus and time and effort into studying the market, deciding which NFTs you think are valuable or which ones you like. Omi is just kind of the fuel, the gasoline for the whole entire thing. The NFTs I look at as like the fleet of cars. Sometimes, it's hard to pick which car you want, right? But if you can just invest in the gasoline, the fuel, you don't really have to think too much. You can kind of just sit and hold and just see what happens over the future. The light is off. Yeah, it's so funny. I've been telling people, well, when I was on a hot streak, everybody was like questioning, all these conspiracies going on. How's Johnny getting all these, right? Are they rigging it? I was telling people they put the AWS server in the VeVe light, so when I plug it in, it turns on the servers. But then I went on a cold streak, start missing like 3 or 4 in a row. And I was like, dang, my mojo is off. My timing's off. What's going on? So I decided to turn the light off and see if I could switch up my my luck here. And hasn't been working. I think I'm like 0 for 4, 0 for 5 with the light off. So may just have to turn it back on and see what happens. Dude's in the house. How we doing, brother? How we doing? Hit thumbs up for good luck. Maybe that's what we got to do. Maybe we got to run the likes up, bless the chat, get back on a hot streak. Appreciate you big time. Obviously, you guys know it helps out the channel. Helps out the channel grow big time. How do I learn how to invest in Omi? Great question, Anna. So there's a few different YouTubers out there. Shout out to anyone who's made a video on YouTube. I don't know everybody who's made a YouTube video out there, but I'm sure if you just Google how to buy Omi on YouTube and type in VeVe2, I'm sure you'll find another VeVe YouTuber out there who's done a bunch of explanations on it or something like that. It's kind of hard to find how to invest in Omi right now. Otherwise, just because it's not on major exchanges, it's not on a Coinbase or something like that, where a lot of people are familiar with. Right now, if you live in America, in the USA, the only place to get Omi is on Bit4X. It's basically an exchange that's kind of unpopular. It's a little bit hard to use, a little bit hard to figure out. A lot of people struggle with it. I struggled with it when I first was learning, but it's really not too hard. Once you get familiar with it, depends on where you live though, Anna, because there's other exchanges out there that will offer Omi and you will be able to buy it if you live outside of the USA. But if you end up, doing it on Bit4X, basically you just have to buy a crypto on Coinbase or something like that, say Bitcoin or Litecoin or Ethereum, send it over to your Bit4X wallet. Then you convert that Bitcoin or Litecoin, whatever you send over, you convert that into USDT, and then you buy Omi through USDT on Bit4X. It's just a lot of you have to send it over, you have to convert it, and if you're not familiar with that exchange, it can get kind of confusing. You have to send it to your spot account. I remember asking my boy, I was like, what does spot account mean? Like so many different times. So it kind of can get confusing, but I'm sure there's a bunch of YouTube videos out there. After this video, I'll try to see some of the other YouTubers out there who have made videos on it. Maybe I can I can put the links in the description of this video, and hopefully that can help out. Wait, Spider-Man. I feel like I'm going to miss the drop today. We got 6 minutes and 7 seconds left. Wait, Spider-Man SC was $400. So the retail price on the secret rare Spider-Man, the one that's like 60-something K right now, that was $400. That was pretty expensive, the retail price. And same with the Captain America. And that Captain America right now with the 1,000 editions, it's not the FA Captain America. And I think that's what's hurting it a little bit right now. But again, there's not too many collectibles that are $400. So I feel like the price point, what it's at right now, like 3K, I feel like it's dipped to 3K, 3.5K. I feel like that's a steal. I guarantee if that was not, or if that wasn't FA Captain America, it obviously wouldn't be touching where Secret Spider-Man is up there, but it might be half of that. Glad to see that L Streak put to death. Yeah, absolutely. Glad to see Willow, got back on a 1-win streak. Let's go. About to be 2 today. Yeah, hopefully, get those golden fingers back today. I don't know, my timing's just been off lately. Yeah, I think those are going to be pretty good ones. Anytime you get a Tom Brady collectible, first of its kind, I mean that's the way I would look at it. I don't have one of those, but I think if you go for any of those NFTs on that DraftKings platform, that's probably the one that I would target. That's a good way to look at it. It is basically like the Todd of the DraftKings, and plus, I mean, it's Tom Brady. It's not some random NFL player. This is literally one of the greatest football players of all time. Like him or not, facts are the facts. When the new exchange, and that's the one of the biggest reasons why we moved to Ethereum, because now that Omi's on Ethereum, we left GoChain, and because of that reason, now that we're on Ethereum, these exchanges like Coinbase, they're going to be able to list Omi now. Before they didn't want to list Omi because it was on a whole different blockchain, and because of that, it just makes it a lot harder to have the tokens on the exchange. So I mean, Coinbase is a big investor in Immutable X. And since these VeVe NFTs are going to be on Immutable X, Omi is now on Ethereum. Everything's just lined up perfectly to where eventually Coinbase will list Omi. I'm not saying when. I don't know when that's going to happen. That's the big question. Hashtag when. But I am a firm believer that one day that will happen. And to me, that's going to be like the floodgates opening. I think it's all going to be timed perfectly, meaning, when we have these big time celebrities ready to promote Omi, they're not going to promote Omi now when it's only on limited exchanges. Sure, it could pump, but it wouldn't pump and wouldn't last, or wouldn't, we wouldn't see the gains that we would see if Omi was on Coinbase. And then, the famous celebrities, pro athletes, then they talk about Omi. Yeah, outside the US. Okay, yeah. So Anna, that actually is probably better. It opens up your exchanges because now you can use Bit4X or Ascendex, or I forget the other exchanges off the top of my head right now that allow it. Where can you buy Omi? So Joseph, I would say the same thing to you. It depends where you're living. Bit4X is the only exchange right now in the USA that allows it. So if you live in the USA, you can use Bit4X. If you live in different countries, you have access to more exchanges that have it. We have 2 minutes and 33 seconds. I'm already getting congested. It's like whenever I start talking for more than like 45 minutes. We're going to hit 30 billion Omi burn today or tomorrow. Let's go. I could see it. A lot of Omi burning. This is a good question. We got 2 minutes left. J Lau Studio says, since VeVe migrated to Immutable X, wouldn't it be better to invest in IMX and Omi coins? So you would think so, but I mean, the great thing about VeVe is the platform. A lot of the utility of these collectibles, the AR, the Master Collector program, none of this will be available to anyone who has their VeVe NFTs on Immutable X. We'll be able to sell our VeVe NFTs on the Immutable X marketplace. You'll be able to actually probably sell for Omi or Ethereum or IMX, the token. And so I think what's going to happen is it's just going to be that much more exposure on VeVe, on the NFTs. And because of all the utility that comes with the VeVe platform, it's just going to draw so many more people back to the VeVe app. They've talked about how the VeVe platform, I mean, you don't see it right now because it's only the app. But soon when the VeVeverse is rolled out, they talked about how they want VeVe to be like the Disneyland of NFTs. So I think the IMX marketplace will just be like another way for exposure to get the word out there. Maybe to sell it for different tokens, IMX. I mean, I think IMX token is a good token to get to, not financial advice. But if I had a bunch of money, that's probably one thing that I would spread it around to. But my whole thing was I didn't have that much money to begin with, so I wanted to kind of focus in on one thing that I believed on big time, and that was VeVe and Omi. So that's the only reason why I didn't really spread it around to a bunch of different investments. All right, I'm gonna record this one. Good luck, fam. Good luck. Love VeVe. 1 minute. Let's go. Good luck, everyone. 30 seconds. Shout out to my coffee gators. All right, guys. 20 seconds. Feels pretty good. All right, 15 seconds. I'm getting this one. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Oh no, I think I got it. I had to have gotten it. I didn't get it. What? I'm okay with that because I pressed it. I couldn't have pressed it any sooner than that. Oh man, my cold streak continues. But you know what? I am so happy with how I just did that though. I can't wait till you guys see this. See, like I'm happy with that because I felt like I couldn't get a better timing than that. So now I know, I feel at least in rhythm, in sync to where my next few times I should be able to get it if I time it that well. Anyone get it? My timing was instant and didn't hit. Wow, yeah, Isaac Kerr, same. All right, let me show the replay. At least I have the film to watch today. Better focus up for a minute. Oh, backed out. There he goes. All right, 15. Oh, 4, 3. Man, maybe it was just a split second late. When I did the drop, it felt perfect though. It looked kind of late. No, that was money. Felt like that was money. I just didn't get it. Finally, Dubes got one. Let's go. Dubes was due for a big one. I do have the rebound available though, so I will be going for the rebound. At least for the first few before I get distracted. Rich J with a dub. Let's go. Mine got locked up again. It's really weird. Wow. Interesting. Swing and a miss. Shooter's account's banned after the AMA. People are sleeping on GameStop. They will be leading the gaming NFT exchange soon. That doesn't even include stock market manipulation on GME. Loop Ring, GameStop, Omi, VeVe will all move. Yeah, no, Dan K, I agree with all that actually. That's actually a great point there. I mean, I think it's only a matter of time before a company like GameStop decides to say, you know what, we're taking this to the next level. We're incorporating our games now. We're not just making some, play to earn game like everybody else is doing and hope, people just, do it for a little bit and make a quick come up. I think GameStop could go to that next level and really make these real life games that everyone's playing, like the Call of Duties, and incorporate the NFTs in these type of games. I think that's something that they will do eventually. It's just a matter of time. Let's go. Just led with a dub. I mean, I'm glad to see that. DRM, yeah, your timing is great. Yeah, I thought it was one of those days where I felt like I did it perfect. I thought I was going to go through and just didn't go through. And it's one of those things where, too, if you're new, you may have perfect timing like that and think, like, what's going on? Like, I timed it perfect, like, why didn't I get it? But again, timing it perfect doesn't automatically let you get it. It's like how many other people out of the hundreds of thousands of people are probably timing it the same way you are? Probably a lot. So that's why I always say it's hard, but you have to do that consistently to kind of increase your chances. Like I felt good because I had timed it right. I always say you can only control as much as you can control, and it's really just the timing aspect. Oh, he spammed this time and he got through. Let's go. Heavy load error at instant L. You know, it's weird. I didn't get the heavy load. 4 minute. I was definitely really late on that one. Shout out to anyone who got the 4 minute. Wow, Papa Geezer Breezer. Your name is just hilarious to say. Like, I absolutely love your username. Excuse me. He's bourbon. It just puts good vibes out there every time I say it. You are on fire. Let's go. And the 4 minute dub. Wow, okay. That's good to know. Good to know. We got to get this 8 minute dub. Yeah, a lot of people are saying they clicked perfect and took an L. I think it's so many people are clicking perfect right now. You're just not gonna. Wow, montage with a dub on the rebound. Rich J, that was a while ago. Hopefully, you get one soon. The Daredevil comic was it not the very first Daredevil, right? That was a while ago. Yeah, montage is on fire. I think this is what second rebound in a row, maybe third one. Montage has been killing him. Ooh, kill him. Yeah, dude's been killing it. Yeah, for some reason I didn't get that heavy load. Or let me try looking at this again. Let me see if I got the heavy load. No, I didn't even get the heavy load at all. I thought I was gonna go through. Oh man. I guess the people that thought like I'm closer to the AEWS servers, I wonder what they're thinking now. Did I move? I should DM all those people that have asked me about where do you live? What's your because I mean it's just funny because like when you go on those sprees of you're killing it, you're crushing, you're hot, people think, all these conspiracy theories, people are DMing you left and right. Then you go on a little cold streak, 0 for 10, or I'm not there yet, but I'm almost at 0 for 10 again. I think I was at 0 for 10 or 0 for 11 right before I caught fire again. So hopefully that happens again. But then you go on the cold streak, and then all those conspiracy messages, DMs, they just all go away. It's like, what happened? It's like, did I move? Still in the same spot. My last rebound was the Mickey hat, and they're really hard to get. Yeah, absolutely. Rebounds are definitely hard to get. That was probably my last rebound, too. I don't think I've gotten a rebound since those Disney drops the first time. I want to say the Homer and Bart, the skateboard, I think it was. Let's go. Play through games. 4-minute rebound. Let's go. Eric Nolan got a 4-minute rebound. Everyone getting a rebound on the live stream today. Let's go. Really congested right now. VeVe should have a basic drop that is open for 3 minutes. All users can win only one. It would be cool to see 300,000 some minutes. That's actually a good idea. Maybe they could do that with like some VeVe style IP collectibles. And I think that's sort of what the system they're going to in a little bit, Dan K. It's like a drop queue system. Hopefully it is only a couple minutes long. I feel like if they make it 5 to 10 minutes, that queue system window could be a little bit too long to make it like fun. But if they only keep it like a minute, 2 minutes or something like that, maybe 3 minutes, that could still have that little adrenaline rush a little bit. Long time for our rebounds. And yeah, those drops were definitely kind of messy. I mean, it was just such a heavy load. Meiji, you got to win at the 8. Wow, you guys are crushing the rebounds. Let's go. I forgot about it. Yeah. Let's go. Yeah, big time. Big time. You haven't got a rebound since the Strange Academy. That was kind of recently, I feel like, only a couple weeks ago. Let's take a look how many have been delivered. Okay, so it's still a lot to go. Still a lot to go. I felt blessed to miss the poster drop yesterday. I scored one in the market for less than the drop price. Yeah, shooter. Absolutely. I mean, I guess I kind of did too. I mean, I actually do hope I go for these drops. Or I mean, I hope I actually do get these drops that I go for. Mainly because I do believe that there will be a trophy one day. That maybe you're in the top highest percentage of getting these drops successfully. And I do want that. Like, I want to get that. Maybe it's a 3D collectible trophy you can put in your showroom or maybe on your profile screen or something like that. And again, I think that'll just entice people to go after some of these commons that may not be that valuable sometimes in the marketplace. Like, I guarantee you, a lot more people would have went for that poster drop, even if they thought maybe it comes out retail for a little bit. If they've announced that, like, if you're in the top highest percentage of the drop people, you will get a trophy, a 3D collectible trophy. Like, think about that. I mean, if you wanted to, you could end up selling that trophy to someone else, probably. Like, I mean, I wouldn't. I would just keep that one, but just for example, basically. Yeah, the 4 and the 8 after that. I feel like the 12 for me, too. I feel like the 4, the 8, the 12, I would go for them. It was wild to see the Triumph so cheap at first. Yeah, I agree, too. I think it'll easily get over $200. Right now, the market's closed again. I forgot. I only have my 610 mint. I bought it for 130. And I think the floor is at like 160 right now. I definitely think that the floor will get above $200 for these motorcycles. Like I said before, I picked up a duplicate a little bit lower than that, I believe, too, when it dipped. And then I just sold it off for like 190, 187, something like that, 185. Just to make a quick little flip. I think it'll definitely get back up there. Like, as soon as I sold it, the price just dipped. Shout out to VeVe 3. I felt bad because, like, they bought it from me because I was a real person. They saw, like, it was Johnny Dunn. They were hype. I was a real person, actually, not like a bot. So they bought it. I appreciate that, too, because that's what I try to do. And then as soon as they bought it, the price just dipped a little bit. But again, I think that's just a little retracement. I definitely see the first ever motorcycle as a vehicle definitely getting back up above $200 for sure. L, haven't got a comic in months. Shout out to you, Digital Snipers. Appreciate you for tuning in, though. And still trying for sure. You'll definitely get a comic. Comics definitely been harder than recently, I feel like. Can I just say I can't wait for Jurassic Park? Me too. Man. I think T-Rex will go crazy. It's going to be interesting to see what happens because there's going to be a lot of people to say, like, it depends on the edition count. The edition count is going to matter big time because if they make a, I don't think they would do this, but say if they made like 15,000 T-Rexes, I could see that one kind of not going up that big in price right away. I think it may take some time for that one because even though I think people would be hyped, unless they timed it around the movie. If they timed it around the movie, then I think they could do that and it'd still be pretty valuable because there would be a lot of hype around the dinosaurs, Jurassic Park. But it's one of those to where I think if they did that with that many editions, after some time moves on from the movie, the price could dip a little bit on that. But a lot of people are fans and they want to have the T-Rex. I mean, that's the big dinosaur that everybody wants. Hopefully they keep it around like 3,000 to 7,000 editions. I feel like that'd be pretty good. I think it's gonna look amazing though. Papa Geezer Breezer, that Batman comic you have back there. What grade is it? And is it a number 1? Over here. Over here. So shout out to Dan Schauble. Elite Comics 11 too. That's where I got it from. It was Dan Schauble that made me confident that this wasn't like some kind of scam or anything like that. Dan's bought from them. So because of that, I said, you know what? I trust them. Gave it a shot. And it's only a 9.0 grade. I would have got it 9.8, but I don't have that kind of money right now. Or I didn't have that kind of money. And so I just got a 9.0. It was my first ever physical comic book. Just wanted to have the top Batman comic book. I knew it was only 9.0, but for me, I just wanted to have one. And unbelievable mistake. I would bring it out and show it to you right now, like a close-up. The last time I did that, shout out to Comics and Crypto. I tried putting it back up on the shelf. Broke it. So the case is broken right now, actually. But I will get that fixed up. Just haven't yet. It's a 9.0, not a 9.8. Lenticular cards and Steamboat Willie are at great prices right now. I'm trying to get what I can before price goes up. Same, Digital Snipers, same. I've been on these lenticular cards big time right now. I would say for the last week or so, the last couple of weeks, I really think that these lenticular cards, all of them will be over $1,000 at some point. The same way I was saying that with the Disney Golden Moments when most of them were under $1,000. I kept saying how we're going to look back at this time this week, and anyone who just gets one of these will be incredibly happy. And then we fast forward some time, they're all over $1,000 pretty much. And anyone who just has a couple are really, really happy. And I think the same is going to happen with these Disney cards. I think they just get a little bit on the low end stick short term just because they are FE's first edition artworks. And they're not that first appearance of the character in that digital premium format. But again, first edition, first appearance are basically like brothers. They're basically the same. Just one's a collectible, one's an artwork or an image of it. And do you have the matching Todd, digital and physical? I don't have the matching numbers, matching serials. Just have one of the Todds back there. I also have a Rizzo. I think Rizzo's in the middle. Yeah, Rizzo's right here in the middle. Kind of just gets covered up because the big head's in the way all the time. But no matching serials on them, unfortunately. Papa Giza Breezer. I wish I did. That'd be awesome. But just regular old mints. Regular old mints. Animated dinosaurs with the sound, too. It's going to look amazing. If you guys want a sneak peek of what that T-Rex is going to look like, go to David Yu's Instagram. Scroll down, find the post. He's actually teased a couple pictures of that dinosaur. Now, obviously, I think when they do that, they're kind of working on it to make it look even better. But it's going to look just like the dinosaur in the movie. They have the exact replica. And so he's teased it, a few months ago now, a pretty long time ago. I think we were all hyped for it in the summer, but, pushed it back a little bit longer. I think it could come out probably this summer whenever that movie comes out. So a lot of people comment gang today. Hey, Willow. Well, appreciate you for tuning in today, my man. Have a blessed rest of the day. And congrats to all who hit, he said. Appreciate you big time, brother, for tuning in, stopping by. Appreciate all your support, brother. Oh, Just Let It got the uncommon. This one's my favorite. He says this common is jokes. Yeah, I think they're all kind of funny looking. My favorite is the uncommon, though. Absolutely. I will, unfortunately, try to get an uncommon just because I do like the way it looks. But I won't spend too much money on it. Yeah, Meiji. Shout out to Meiji today. Let me know, Meiji, when it gets delivered. What rarity did you end up getting? 9.0 is great, man. Appreciate that, Papa Giza Breezer. And shout out to Elite Comics, too. If you ever want comic books delivered to you, very trustworthy people. Let me try to bring up their IG. This is not sponsored yet. Yeah, here we go. Elite_comics 11. Definitely trustworthy, valid, trustworthy, loyal, valid people. Got the sombrero on there. They're good people. And basically, all you have to do is just whenever you see a comic book that you really like, let's see if I can bring up one that they have on the VeVe app right now. Boom. Okay. Say you really like this one. This is what you want to. This is the one that you want to order. Just write in the comics claim, and then he'll DM you. Kelvin, my guy, appreciate you for tuning in, brother. Kelvin, L4, L8, L12, L16, L life. rough one for everybody today. A lot of people did well in the drop, though. Definitely. A lot of people at least got a couple commons, uncommons. Who do you see as the first athlete to have a collectible on VeVe? Wow, great question, Shooter. I haven't really thought about this one. I think it will be an NFL player. And I think it's between two people. And I'm kind of hoping for one of them right now. I won't even say the other person because it'll sound like I don't want that person. But I want anybody. But I really think the first athlete I could see, I think it's going to be someone with, big brand, someone that a lot of people know in the sports world. So then who would be the secret rare? I think it's going to be Marshawn Lynch. And the reason why I say that is just because they've already teased it a little bit. We already know that we're getting an NFL, PA license most likely. So we're going to see a lot of NFL players. Marshawn Lynch, I think, has actually been that the collectible of that form, like if you look up the Marshawn Lynch, what we would get it modeled after, I believe Todd McFarlane made that. So I just feel like the Disney Homer, the first ever licensed NFT from Disney, is that Homer and Bart, which is modeled after who? Todd McFarlane. What? You guys see a coincidence, a pattern here? What was the first VeVe NFT modeled after? Todd McFarlane. What do you think the first ever sports NFT on VeVe will be modeled after? Todd McFarlane. So maybe it's that Marshawn Lynch. I'm hoping it is because, I'm a huge Marshawn Lynch fan, big fan of him. But I don't know. Maybe they do, I think Shooter just said a throwback series. So like legendary players. That would be amazing to see. I do think that we will get that one day. I'm just trying to think of what they'll start it out with. Maybe they do. Maybe they start out with, a legendary player like that. Bo Jackson or something, John Elway. Who knows? But yeah, that would be awesome to see. I'm a big fan of Philly, so I would love to see like the old school Philly players like Brian Dawkins, Brian Westbrook, even like a Dante Culpepper or a Ron Jaworski. Would love to see something like that come to VeVe one day. I've been trying to talk to Ron and, set that up. So hopefully one day that happens, but I have no idea if we'll ever see that. Crossing my fingers though, one day, hoping, I think it all just depends on these people that can they adapt to the digital world? Will they see the value in that? If not, they probably won't. But if they do, I think they would capitalize on the moment. Definitely a big fan of Marshawn Lynch. Obviously, Tiger, I think someone said Tiger in here. Yeah, dudes. If we get a Tiger, I mean, you guys might see a lot of Johnny Dunn collectibles for sale. I'm just kidding. I wouldn't sell a lot of them at all. I have a lot of things that I want, so that's why you guys don't see me selling too much, just because I am going to hodl most of my stuff. But maybe a couple dupes here and there. Make sure I get that Tiger. There's no way I'm not getting a Tiger Woods collectible. But I definitely see Marshawn Lynch. I could definitely see that. Maybe it's another. What made me think too, maybe it's like a Jared Goff or something like that. He's a quarterback. He's not as well known, I feel like. But I just remember watching the NFL season last year, like November-ish, I think, maybe even October. I don't know exactly what month it was, but we saw the DeLorean in the commercials that they were advertising, talking about football, and they had like that Jared Goff player right next to it. And people were thinking like, is that VeVe DeLorean, VeVe like NFL player? And I think they had the DeLorean there just to showcase it, to bring it back for next football season, to kind of like tie that in somehow. I saw a Nightwing listed. Yeah, facts. I've been trying to sell that Nightwing for a while now. It just hasn't sold, and every time I list it, people keep undercutting me. So I'm just like, you know what? I don't want to sell for too low. But I mean, I have 3 Nightwing right now. There's no way I'm ever selling my 2 original ones that I got on the drop, the sub 1K. And that third one I have is like a trophy for the fantasy football league that I won. So that means a lot to me. That's why I couldn't sell it when I was like a 4K. I should have, but it meant way too much to me. It's still coming off the win. So I wanted to hold it. But now I kind of want the liquidity for it. So I put it out there a few times for 19, 2K, 18.99 for a little bit. But I just delisted it because I was like, you know what? I think I just want a little bit more cash for it. When was that? Oh, you mean the win today? You needed that win. Boost my confidence. That's the thing. When you get these drops, it's a high on life feeling. You feel excited. You feel rejuvenated. You feel like you can get these NFTs on the drop like nothing. But then it's when you go through those cold streaks, when you go for the 0 for 5, 0 for 10, shout out to the 0 for 50 people out there, it feels impossible. And that's why I always relate it to sports, because it feels the same way. You know, if you're out there golfing and you've been just doing terrible, last thing you want to go out there is go play around the golf because you don't have confidence. Same with baseball. Same with the VeVe drops. You know, when you're getting these drops, you're feeling great. You feel like you can definitely get them. Then when you don't get them, it feels impossible. It's just part of it. Ken Griffey Jr. with the animated swing. Oh my gosh, absolutely. That's another one. Like, I'm a big fan of sports, so stuff like that we haven't even seen. Ken Griffey Jr., you know, you press him on the collectible. He does his, because he's got like one of the best swings in the world. An infamous swing for sure, a famous swing. I could see it being animated. He hits like a home run swing. You can see him like run around the bases. Come on, that's big time. Same with Tiger Woods. Wow, yeah, that's a great steal right there, dudes. I can't believe the Assassin's that low. I think it's the best looking one. I like that and the Night Watch. But I'll have to give the Assassin the edge there. But I like the red, white, and blue ones. And the camo one's cool too. That's secret rare. Or I think it's the ultra rare, right? Yeah, ultra rare. 888 editions. But the aesthetic wise, big fan of the Assassin. That's the only one I have still. I think I paid like 400 for mine back in the day. Yeah, 300 for a 300 mint, dudes. You got to steal right there. I'm on a cold streak. That hurts. K Walker missed 3 drops in a row. Yeah, Brady. I mean, if we get a Brady NFT, I'll be so happy. A lot of people are saying he won't do that because he's got his own autograph.io thing going, which, I mean, he's got the draft things going too. I don't think there's a bad thing if you go cross-platform, and now we have a 3D collectible and premium format of Tom Brady animated throwing a touchdown pass. Like, come on, that's amazing. I think kids are going to want that. Kids are going to want to play with their augmented reality. Tom Brady, catch passes from him in the backyard type thing. I definitely see Brady being on the VeVe app. And maybe that would be the first one, because I obviously think Brady is a bigger brand than Marshawn. But, I mean, Marshawn's legendary too, so. Just let I got a W yesterday in PA. Today, a W in Maryland, North Carolina. Oh, North Carolina, where I live, lots of L's. Lots of wins, Maryland and North. Interesting. Okay. Good to know, Just led. Dube said I had mint 805 before and I got him at 325. Flipped him way back for like 25 gem profit when I saw this, and I was like, oh, what? Yeah, that's a great one right there, man. 300 mint for $300. That's a steal. Someone just needed the gems real bad right there. I would get that one in the marketplace. Really like the cover. You talking about the uncommon cover? I feel like the uncommon is probably my favorite cover. But again, I like the ultra rare a little bit too. The secret rare kind of just makes me laugh. It's got like a laughing vibe to it. Let me see if the marketplace opened up a little bit early today. Did not. So still a lot had to be delivered here. 15.6K out of 20.9K left to be delivered with the commons. If they wait until everyone gets delivered today, I feel like it's going to be a delayed opening. And if they open it right at 11:30 in another few minutes, I expect the prices to be coming out, not a high, but whatever they come out at when there's only a few in the marketplace, I expect it to dip. Just my feeling today. I could be wrong, of course, absolutely, but kind of how I see it. Shooter, I'm really hoping for this one. Once you said that, probably be one of my favorite MLB collectibles to get, a Ken Griffey Jr. Yeah, like absolutely. Depending if they release like old school, like classic, like obviously players like Babe Ruth and type things like that. But what do you think the next Grail drop? Some level as Walt. What do you think will be the next Grail drop? Same level as Walt. Charizard, maybe. Calvin trying to get that P word. Pokemon. We don't have that license unless VeVe announces that license. I'm not going to sit here and say we have it, even though I think we probably have it. But again, nothing is confirmed until the Comey team, VeVe team confirms it. I've always been under the impression since March that we've had every single big license. But I think the next Grail to be dropped, I'm going to guess some kind of Star Wars. I'm going to say like a Luke Skywalker or a Darth Vader. I only say that. I don't know if that's coming this month or not, but I just feel like since we have gotten R2-D2, we have gotten C3PO, I feel like it's only a matter of time before they do release a Star Wars big time collectible. But also, I don't think they would release that right away. I think they would release some of the non-important Star Wars people right away because that's like their ace in the card with the P word, obviously. But like having a Luke Skywalker, a Darth Vader drop, like a secret rare animated one with the lightsaber and everything, that's gonna be insane. So I think they would probably wait until one, there's more people on the app and it's just the app's running a little bit more smoother. Like with the whole social media part working, people can search for people's names, etc. Wow, marketplace is open. Right on the dot, eh? All right, let's see how many are in store. All right, only 2 secret rares coming out at 450. Well, the first 2 are 1K and then 990. I like the attempts. But as you can see, there's 4 available. And then the third person undercut big time for 500. So, I mean, these 2 people, I would have done the same exact thing. Absolutely. Like, put it in there for close to 1K. See if you get a quick sale. But it looks like people already tried, this person I feel like should have put it a little bit closer to 900 because then everyone's going to undercut them. But, it is what it is, So maybe someone just delisted their 1,000. Oh, he made it 1.5K. There's only 4 secret rares. 450 is the lowest. 499, 500. Then we have. Oh, that's just the ultra rares. That's not even the secret rares. No secret rares even got delivered yet. Wow. Okay. So these are just the ultra rares. I'm sorry. There are no secret rares even delivered yet. So if you got a secret rare on the drop, I mean, you can put it in there for whatever you want right now. The rares going for 95, 135. Someone bought the 95. There's only a few in here, though, so I would be really careful buying any of these if I was anyone because you're going to see a lot more come into the market. 54 for the uncommon. $54 is the floor. The common floor is $24. $27. Oh, 1 secret rare going for 1,000 gems. Yeah, I would have done the same thing. There's 2 of them. 2 secret rares going for 1,000 gems each. That's definitely what I would do if I had a secret rare. I would put it in there, hope to get a sale, watch the prices fall back down a little bit. If they don't fall and it miraculously, just keeps going up somehow, then, hat off to them. I would do it. Charizard will be way over Walt, in my opinion. LOL. It'll be interesting, my man. Definitely. I mean, Charizard right now, first edition Charizard. In the real world, obviously, there's so few of them graded at that highest level. But I mean, we're talking like $500,000 easy right now. Charizard will be the most expensive NFT on VeVe. It really comes down to the edition number. I think they will make it something to resemble the real life one, meaning, maybe they do. Maybe there's only 1,000 Charizards, right? 1,000 first edition Charizards. And then with the mint numbers, I think the mint numbers will be huge. Because say you get like a 50 mint Charizard. Oh my gosh. Oh man, that's up there. If the secret rare Spider-Man, floor is like 65, 70K right now. Secret rare Charizard. You all know Pokemon, how big Pokemon is. That'll be up there. It really just depends on these edition counts. Because I mean, think of what the difference would be. They make a Charizard a secret rare 1,000 editions. That'd be iconic, right? Or they can make the Charizard say they probably wouldn't make this one a common. They'd probably make something like the Pikachu a common. Say the Charizard is like an ultra rare though, and it's got 12,000 editions. I think at that point, if they did something like that, it's really going to come down to the mint number. You have a sub 1,000 mint number Charizard, that's big time. $50 mint Charizard means you and your grandkids are financially free. That's a fact. That's a fact. Shout out to anyone who gets that one. I can just imagine the hype right now. I can just feel it. Star Trek is huge and not been used. Star Trek is a big brand. I just feel like the fans haven't really adopted the NFT space, adopted the VeVe app just yet. say we get more space type stuff coming, and I think definitely that one will go up for sure. I have 240 gems, need 10 gems to buy Gilgamesh. I want to talk to the floor guy. My bank blocked the Apple payments because of VeVe. Shout out to K Walker. Yeah, man, the banks probably aren't too happy with the whole VeVe app lately. I know mine's probably not happy. Too funny, man. Too funny. I just remember the early days. The early days are so crazy because I can only imagine the faces of like the Apple employees or like the banks. Like, what is going on? Why is everybody spending all their money on this app called VeVe? They probably couldn't even say it right. Like, because everybody was just going to town. Not everybody, but I mean the people that were trying to seize the opportunity. Just going to town. I really think they will probably keep the Charizard something like the secret rare, 1,000 min or so type thing. Maybe not 1,000 because they want some people to have it. Maybe like 5,000. They could do anything. I mean, I think they should keep a Charizard less than probably 10,000 editions. I think anything over that is kind of like, And if it's, above 1,000 editions, above 3,000 editions, if it's 3 to 10,000, I think that's when the mint number is going to be super, super important. If it's like 1,000 editions, I think even just having one is going to be iconic. And then, like you said, K Walker, 1,000, no matter what, if you get a 50 mint, that's just going to be iconic. VeVe. If you know, you know. All right, let's see the secret rares. All right, so yeah, they've dipped. Now there's 4 in the market going for 780. I would still probably list around like 800, see if I can get a sale for the secret rare. Ultra rare, there is now how many ultra rares? 18 available ultra rares down to 248. The rares $98 down to the uncommon is $49. The common is down to $22. So as you guys can see, that's one benefit of looking to see how many have been distributed. And you can check this out by going to the store app, the very, very beginning, the store app, click the drop that just happened, and then scroll down so you see the covers. And now you're going to be able to see, of course it won't focus up for me now. Oh, there we go, kind of. So you can see 13.9K of 20 left to be distributed. This one has 3.2K of 4.9K left. Basically, a lot of these still have to be distributed. So because I saw that, that's why I came out with my prediction thinking, okay, not many people even have theirs distributed yet. So that's why I felt like a price is going to come out kind of like at one point. And then as soon as more and more people get their comic book distributed, as more and more people put it in the market for sale, that's usually why that price comes down. Now, it's important to pay attention to that because if you notice, sometimes to where all of the comics have been delivered and the market just opened up, sometimes they'll wait. And then when they wait until all of them get delivered and then open up that market, that's when we see the prices typically come out at a low because everyone's putting them in there at the same time. And if it's a valuable comic, if it's a valuable collectible, that's when we'll start to see the price kind of rise. It's when they haven't been all delivered and there's only, like we saw, only one secret rare available, only 2. They're up at $1,000 because there's only 2 of them. As soon as 8 people got it, let's see how many people have it now. Now there's 7 people. There's 7 people who put it in the market for sale. Now the price went from 900 all the way down to 650 already. So looking to see how many have been distributed is actually a big factor right there. According to Puddin' Cheek spreadsheets, shout out to Puddin' Cheeks too, man. I mean, he's been OG from the beginning, has so much valuable information, always has these charts, analysis. According to Puddin' Cheek spreadsheet, there are almost 117 million unspent gems in the app. Even if 50% of those gems are cashed out, what's going to happen when 58 million is injected back into the market? Dude, that's actually a great analysis right there. Because that's the thing, right? So many people are, I guess this is where the fear comes into. So many people are kind of fearful of the cashing out. What's going to happen when people cash out, right? The cash out is going to allow some people to cash out for sure. The cash out is also going to allow so many people who've been sitting out, whether they've been sitting out with $200 to spend or $200,000 to spend or $2 million to spend. They've been sitting out because there was no cash out. So many of my friends that I know that have been hesitant to put in $100, $200 because they can't withdraw it. How do you think people with millions of dollars feel? Shout out to the ones who have put in hundreds of thousands of dollars because you saw the vision. Shout out to like Lewis Morgan, big time player, right? The co-founder of Gymshark. I don't think he's the co-founder anymore. I think he's out of it now. But like, shout out to Lewis, man. He saw the vision. He was able to put his money into the VeVe app without the cash out being there. Most people don't have that kind of vision or trust in the team. He did his research on the team. Obviously, that's what gave him the trust, the faith, the confidence. So people like that will be rewarded big time in this. Instead of waiting until there is a cash out, and then we do have the 5 million active users. The people who got in early took a risk, quote unquote, an educated risk. I mean, payoff's gonna be big time in my opinion. But exactly, DRM, I think that's when the market tends to boom again. Those gems won't just sit on the sidelines forever. And I think a lot of times people do have a lot of gems on the sidelines in case there is an opportunity, in case we do get that unexpected big drop. That I think that's just why after we saw that huge run up in mid-January, like I said, I think a lot of just anticipation was there still for what's the next big drop. And when there isn't a big drop, that's when I think these gems get spent in the market. Solid, dude. Solid job right there. I mean, that's a fact. You can't withdraw until there's at least 1K gems in it. That's true, too. Pray for my disabled account. Got banned for no reason. Hang in there tight. My guy, Ethsham Tariq. Now, if you did get banned, you can make a support ticket. And also, shout out to Claire. She came in the live stream, talked to, I think, Joshua Churang. He had a similar issue. He can't log in. If you go into the VeVe Discord, there should be a tab to say something like frequently asked questions or something like that. I think you can go in there, ask questions, and just, talk about maybe your issue. Always just be respectful, though. A lot of people, they've had a similar issue and they got it resolved. So hopefully you're able to get yours resolved too. K Walker said, yeah, for my friends who are crazy money spenders, they love moving their money. They said when they add the money withdrawal, then they'll start trading in VeVe. And that's what I think is just happening with so many people, K Walker. My friends who are afraid to put in $100, I know people who've got hundreds of thousands of dollars who said like, oh, I can't withdraw it, so why would I put it in? And it's like, I mean, you can wait for sure. Everybody's situation is different. So I don't want to sit here and you guys think I'm talking bad about anyone who's, waiting. I think there's going to be plenty of people who do that. And that's perfectly okay too. That'll become a safe route. It's just a risky, quote unquote, risky route when you can't pull out your money, of course. And I think that's just the reason why. I mean, that on top of some other reasons, the fact that you can only add $600 in at a time, that's preventing a lot of people with big money, basically, preventing them from getting into the app. The web app will allow all kinds of money to flow in seamlessly without friction. So that's going to help big time. Let me go over these prices one last time. So we have 214 commons in here, all for sale. Already the price is down to $16.99. Shout out to everybody who's starting to get an understanding of the market trends. And I always try to go over this just because I know how many new people always join the live stream. And I always tell them, study the market. But it's kind of hard to study the market when there's so many things going on at a time. So I feel like if I can help at least simplify people what to look for, at least that can help a little bit. And I feel like by now, those people have kind of started to understand the trends of things when there's not many have been distributed and the market opens up and there's maybe only a couple in the market. That's usually when prices are like all-time highs right away. A lot of times people try to get that quick sale in. That may not be the best time to buy, especially if it's not the most valuable comic or collectible. A lot of times that price will dip as more and more people get their comic distributed. We got the uncommon down to $30. That was just at $50. Now it's 73 for sale. The prices dip. 36 available rares going for $76. We have 32 ultra rares down to 160. 9 secret rares down to 450. So it's one of those things. If you were in there early, you were able to get a quick sale at $900. Already, just minutes later, you could have bought back in the floor at 450 if you wanted to buy back in, or wait until it goes back even further. Now it's at 440. Could have made like half a grand right there. Whoo! Disney cards full set or Steamboat Willie full set. Can't wait to buy with USDT or OMI and VeVe. I'm coming broke. Yeah. The floors will be crazy high, I think, because people are waiting to spend the OMI on a lot of these NFTs. And everyone's different. A lot of people would say, I'll never spend my OMI, right? It all depends on your situation, how much you have, what your goals are. I don't think you can go wrong with either one. I think this tends to be a big question right now. Disney cards or a couple golden moments or that Steamboat Willie full set. I think iconic-wise, Steamboat Willie Ultra Rare will be more iconic long-term. First ever series of the Mickey Mouse NFT collection. But that's not me saying anything bad about the Disney cards, because you guys know I've been big on the Disney cards. I think they're going to do great. First edition Disney, first edition Disney Secret Rare. A lot of times these characters first popped up with this first edition. The Donald Duck. I'm still going to go that Steamboat Willie Ultra Rare with that full set. I just think long term, we're going to get more Disney cards too, though. And I think that'll probably pump up the lenticular cards to all over 1,000. Once we start to see more and more lenticular cards, they'll realize that these are the first. Whew. This is a tough one, man. If you want to try to time it, I feel like there's more upside in the short term for the Mickey cards. Just because the Mickey cards are down really low right now, like $400, $300. Steamboat Willie Uncommon, I believe it's like $600. I see that probably getting to 1,000. But that's like a $400 difference. And the Mickey card, I definitely see Mickey going over 1,000. That's like a $600 difference. Not too much of a difference right there. Both of them I see going up. But I think the Disney card on that one. Signatures on the cards look so dope. Yeah, I do agree with that. I love my Pluto. He's a good dog. Shout out to Miss Rose. Got the Pluto. Miss Rose, do you have the full set of the Disney cards? Because I feel like Disney cards are sleepers. I like the Pluto. Pluto's the ultra rare. I don't have that one. I will have to get that one, though. Goofy, it's 2.1K. I'd be surprised if it dips under 2K. I may have to swoop in there and pick one up. I am bound to get that full set eventually. Give me some Star Wars, anything. That's what I need. Dudes, I see one day that we're probably going to have those Star Wars vehicles, and that'll be big time. I can't wait for more Star Wars stuff to come. Only Pluto. Yeah, I definitely think Mickey is a good one. Mickey and Minnie. Minnie's really low right now. Minnie is extremely low. I feel like Minnie could be a great opportunity to maybe get 2 of them. Sell one later when it doubles. Donald's still one I have to get. Big fan of Donald. Just the music plays too. Pretty good one. Donald's pretty low, 635 right now. But I will be signing off right now, guys. Appreciate you big time for tuning in. Great live stream. I know it wasn't the most valuable comic book in the world, but hopefully anybody who was able to pick one up on the drop was happy with whatever they got. And if not, maybe you made a good flip in the market. Shout out to Dubes. I think Dubes said he got a common, flipped it for like $30. That's a great way to just double your money real quick. Maybe buy back low when it's like 15. Appreciate you big time. Absolutely. All the comments, in the live chat help out so much. The likes, everything, subscriptions. Appreciate you guys so much. It means a lot to me. I'll catch you guys on the next live stream. I'm signing out. It's your boy, Johnny Dunn. We out, fam.